What's something on the business side that you only could have learned from having done what you've done over the last few years that you never could have known about this business when you first started?
It's a good question. I think I didn't realize the power of a good team. I think we getting those first initial hires and to sort of help me was great. At that point, I think we were just looking for people to help along with the process. A lot of ideas came from us at the start. My wife worked really hard to get some ideas out at the start, the inception of it. And then after a while, it really was important to hire the right people. I remember during COVID, we had a couple of guys who used to work in kitchens, and they were off during that time, and they were really good with their hands. They were really clean. They worked in our painting department, so they're using paints and thick gels, and it's like being in a kitchen, right? So I had a couple of you guys who used to be chefs, and they were just great. They were super clean, super organized, really efficient, that sort of stuff. But it's almost like they treat it like they're dishing up a plate, and it's like the same sort of thing, but without the sense of taste and smell. And it just wasn't right. We eventually had to get people who've used these materials before, like people who've been to art school. I think was really important to really focus on for that department. But now what a good team and a good team culture does for a brand like this. A lot of creatives, like a lot of people, bouncing ideas off each other. I really think it's having a really good atmosphere in here is really good. A really good team, I think, was something I had to really learn. It was a really important part of brand. Now we've got a fantastic team. That took years to really build up and make sure everyone's comfortable and there are some really big parts that you got to think about.
It's interesting. The idea of hiring from like adjacent industries that you wouldn't picture as adjacent as tests. It's a funny concept. I don't know if I've heard that too much with chefs and artists.
Yeah, it was, to be honest, there's some of the guys, well, there's like so many things, there's so many parts to this and so many different pieces. We've got over 450 pieces available now. Some of them are perfect. Like some of these guys' hand control is just mind blowing. They could do brain surgery. Some of them, just the intricacies and how they control the palette knife is beautiful. But there was just a few things that just wasn't right when it came to like the eye of like color and a few things like that, which are really important with like the finishing touches with a piece. But yeah, it was a really interesting test. It was great, but it just didn't work out long term. But hey, it was a fun thing to really test
on. Super fun. I mean, you never know. And now it's a great story.